I'm Holly Elliott. I'm one of the osteopaths at the Performance Clinic here in Lovell, and today we're going to be looking at some stretches for the hamstrings. The first hamstring stretch that we're going to look at today is standing. You don't need any props. We are going to put the leg that you want to stretch about 1 foot width in front of the other one. You're going to bring the toes up towards the chest. I want you to stand up really tall, back straight, hinge forward from the hips as if you're sort of hinging over a bar. Keep your back straight as you go forward, stick your bum out, and you should feel that down the back of the leg. I want you to hold that for around 20 to 30 seconds. If we're really wanting to improve flexibility, we should be doing this 4 or 5 times a day, absolutely doing both sides, and it will take a few weeks to see an improvement in that. The next hamstring stretch that we're going to look at today, we're going to need a prop, so a chair, maybe a low stool. This is more appropriate for people who already have some flexibility but they're wanting to improve that. Same as the one before really, so we're going to put our heel onto whatever we're standing on. Same as before, stand tall, lift up, hinge forwards from the hips as if you're hinging over a bar. Tip forward, stick your bum out, and again we want to be here for 20 to 30 seconds. Again, lots of repetitions, 4 or 5 reps through the day. Definitely doing that both sides, and be patient. It will take a few weeks to build that sort of flexibility. The next hamstring stretch that we're going to look at is a little bit more advanced. You'll find this in yoga. It's called the triangle pose. You might have done that before. What we're going to do is we're going to have our feet hip width apart. If you want a challenge, you can bring them closer together, more like you're standing on a line. In terms of the space between the feet, we're going to go about 1.5 foot distance between them. So I'm going to place my foot there. As with all the other stretches, stand tall, lift up, hinge forward from your hips as if you're going over a bar. Stick your bum out. Again, if you can reach the floor, great. If not, don't worry. You can always take hold of the front leg or let the hands dangle. And again, as before, we're going to hold that for 20 to 30 seconds. You might want to repeat that a few times on the same leg before switching to the other leg. And again, 4 to 5 times a day. Over a few weeks, you will start to notice a difference. The next hamstring stretch that we're going to look at is called the tripod. In this one, we are using co-contraction of the opposite muscle group, which in the context of the hamstrings is the quadricep muscles. Using co-contraction of the opposite muscle group helps us to get more sustained change and improvement in our flexibility. So we're going to start seated, and all we're going to do is we're going to try and keep a really straight back and not round too much. We are going to straighten the leg that we want to stretch. We're co-contracting, so we're going to contract those quads, so they should be working, switched on. To help us do that, we're going to lift the toes towards the chest. I'm still sitting up straight here. As we've done with all the other ones, you're going to lift up, hinge forwards as if you're sort of sticking your bum out. And then as before, we're going to hold that 20 to 30 seconds. Come off, repeat again a few times, switch to the other leg. Keep doing that throughout the day, and as with all the other ones, over time you should see a change in your flexibility.